Football Insiders, starring the pet man Matt Morrow, owner and founder of CFI. With him, we have Cherie Glenn, our lead reporter, knocking out interviews, going all over the place, just being the queen of CFI. We have Brandon Black, the man behind the camera, the producer, and our photographer does a great job getting those shots every week. We have with us assistant West Charlotte football coach Brandon Billups, very energetic young man. Former head coach at Central Cabarrus and East Rowan High Schools, Kenneth McClamrock, one of our big football experts. And then last but certainly not least, we have Josh Kroll, former Christ the King head coach, former offensive coordinator at multiple schools. And we are Football Focus Weekly.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Petman Matt Morrow. We're back once again. It's a very, very exciting day of high school football across the state of North Carolina. The brackets, I'm not brackets, good gracious. I'm thinking about playoffs. Conferences were released today. First draft of realignment, which I think some people are forgetting. This is the first draft. This is not final. And, across the state, everyone's had some wild reactions. We're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk a little bit more about eligibility with some things that have come out about that. But to lead off the show tonight, we're excited to have a very, very talented coach. He's been at a couple different schools across the state of North Carolina right now. He's the head coach at Lincolnton High School, and that is Joe Glass, and we're going to bring him on here on the show right now. All right, Coach, how we doing tonight, sir?
Good, man. How about yourself?
Good. I appreciate you, coming on the show with us tonight. One of the big things that has been hitting us all over the state is, the talk about eligibility. And you had a great Twitter post, in our opinion, because we agree with what you said. How have you been able to navigate those waters and keep, your guys eligible up at Lincolnton?
Man, it's been a daily struggle. I mean, it's been a combined effort. Our guidance counselors, our administration, our teachers. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I feel like right now I do more academic work than I do. I mean, I teach weight training, but I feel like I do more academic work than I do weight training or football or anything else. I mean, it's been every day. I mean, whether it be show up at a kid's house at 8 o'clock in the morning, like, hey, why ain't you logged on? Calling kids, calling parents. I mean, it's a struggle. I mean, it really is with the kids, and, these parents are at work, so they're these parents listen to what their kids say, and the kids say, "Hey, I did my work," but they ain't done that work, So it's been every day, and we finally got everybody where we feel like they're going to be good to go just yesterday.
I'm muted. That's my strike when I was muted and talking. So that's very good, Coach. That's awesome, man. So what are your thoughts on when all these coaches across the state are coming out and saying, hey, we need to, create some kind of exception. We need to, find a way to, just waive, eligibility for the second semester so all these guys can play. What is your feelings about that when you're putting in so much work to make sure your guys are eligible under the current standards that are in place?
I mean, this may not be the popular opinion, but I mean, I understand their frustration, especially the kids that are all remote. But I mean, I don't believe in excuses. I mean, excuses are tools of incompetence. I mean, that's kind of the way I feel. And that's the way I've always been when it comes to academics. And, if you get up in the morning, you log on, you do what you got to do. These teachers most times will work with you. Now, I know that doesn't always happen, and I feel like it's just extra work. We pride ourselves on making sure our kids have opportunities and academically on any staff I've ever been in. That starts back from when I was with Coach Deal and Coach Harper back at Alexander Central 20 years ago. So we don't allow these kids to say, I can, or this, that, and the other. I mean, we had a kid the other day that didn't have Wi-Fi access, and we didn't even know up until, the last 2 or 3 weeks. Like, well, mom had to pay this bill and she had to pay the Wi-Fi, so she paid this bill. Like, okay, so we got him a Wi-Fi that the county gives, and we just, I don't believe there's an excuse for it. I mean, my daughter gets up every morning. I mean, I've got her A honor roll thing in here right now. I'm not home during the day. I work 5 days a week. She gets up, she knows I'm going to check it. and we get it going. So, I mean, I do understand the remote part of it. The kids that aren't going to school at all because you don't see them. Luckily, we do get to see our kids 2 days on Monday, Tuesday, and 2 days on Wednesday, Thursday with different cohorts. But ultimately, I feel like these kids know they're student athletes. And if they really, really want to play and they really, really want to be a part of it, they'll get up and do it. You know, nothing's given in life. And I don't feel like we deserve handouts. I mean, we work for what we get.
I totally agree with all that, Coach. Totally agree. We got Coach Robert Washington from Mountain Island Charter here with us tonight. He's got something he wants to share with you real quick, so I'm gonna bring him in as well.
Yeah, Joe, man, just to echo your sentiments, man, I agree 100%. I'm a strong advocate of it. Because athletics, listen, high school athletics is supposed to be educational based. It's supposed to be educational based athletics. And I believe that if we don't have a plan for kids to be on track to graduate, playing sports is pointless, in my opinion. So I was listening to you talking. I don't know if you can see me shaking my head, but I agree with everything you said 100%.
I didn't hear what you said in the beginning. So I can't really comment on it, but I don't know. I couldn't. All I heard was I agree with you 100%. So.
Oh, you could? Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right. What I was saying was school athletics is supposed to be educational based.
Absolutely.
It's educational based athletics. So we can't give athletics without making sure it's in line with the educational piece. I'm a strong component of that. And we talk about a lot of haves and have-nots. Well, I grew up as a have-not. And, you know, I totally can relate to kids not having this or not having that, but also holding kids accountable. I mean, like you just said, I was doing the same thing, Joe. I've been making house visits, making phone calls, making those tough phone calls that we got to make as coaches and trying to coach them up. And during the season, if we can coach them through a drill or coaching them, you know, to learn our playbook, we sure could coach them how to handle their business in the classroom in the off season. And I think with the thing,
in my opinion, I feel like one of the things that sets our staff apart, and probably, you know, a lot of staffs are probably like this, is, you know, we just don't coach these kids from August to December. You know, we have these kids year round. I mean, I tell everybody I've got 3 daughters, but ultimately over the past 20 years, I've got 200-300 sons, and we got to treat these kids like they're ours. You know, and there's some hard conversations, there's some easy conversations, but ultimately we have to make them accountable. You know, I kicked probably my best player off a couple of weeks ago because he wasn't doing what he's supposed to do in the community. You know, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. And I just feel like a lot of coaches nowadays, I mean, you know, like I know, you're a head coach. It's hard to find assistants that want to work and want to grind. And I remember when I was coming up, I just wanted to work as hard as I could to move up the ladder and learn as much as I could. You don't see that nowadays with a lot of coaches. And the same thing is when we're talking about kids and developing them and making them better men, better players, better athletes, and giving them opportunities. You know, that's part of this job as being a head football coach or a coach in general. You know, we have conversations all the time with kids here at Lincolnton. They don't know anything outside of Lincolnton. You know, I mean, I try to give them to the camps and they're like, oh, no, I'm not going. You know, I try to explain to them, you know, there's life outside of Lincoln County. You know, some of them are, you know, don't want to go to college or don't want to do this. And I mean, we are trying our hardest to let these kids see that there's other opportunities for them. But, you know, like I know, academics is the way to go when it comes out of high school. If you want to go to college, you want to do something, you know, outside of just working, you know, and there's nothing wrong whatsoever with being a plumber or doing those jobs. But I want our kids to have opportunities. And, you know, luckily, knock on wood, I've never lost a kid to eligibility because we're not going to give up on the kid. We are going to do everything we can to make sure these kids have opportunities academically, and everything else follows in place.
And Joe, what we talk about is having a plan at the high school. I mean, no matter if that's going off to the military, you know, going off to a 2-year program or just going to a trade school, is just have a plan at the high school, go in a direction. Right. And, you know, we got similar philosophies and, you know, trying to coach our kids year round and give them all the support they need, because as a coach, we got a huge impact in these kids' lives. I mean, from, eventually our kids are going to be good husbands, good fathers, good co-workers. All those things we can teach through football. And I think that during this time, and I had seen I think it was a proposal or something like that. And my skin crawled when I seen it. It was, and I'm not saying I can't relate to what they're going through, because for each his own, So for me, it was like, that ain't the way. It's just giving them athletics is not the way. We need to give them more than athletics. And when you really live it, but
society. I mean, we live in a society that wants to give excuses for everything. I mean, I'm sure I've made excuses. I mean, you've made excuses, but ultimately nobody cares about your excuses. I mean, I tell our kids all the time, nobody wants to hear excuses. They want to hear you plan, so we have to instill that in our kids. And, like I know in the profession that we are, 60 to 70% of the kids that we have in our program, they don't have daddies at home, or daddies are not involved. So we have to step in and be that piece that most kids don't get. And this just falls into place with it.
That's excellent stuff, guys. That is excellent stuff. And we're going to talk more about eligibility. And I do want to touch on the plan. I've got it pulled up. I'm going to share it on the screen here. Rob, you mentioned it, so I want to kind of go through that here as soon as I get it up here. Okay. All right. So let's see if I can make that a little bigger there. Okay. You guys see that?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay. So you see, this is the plan proposed from I think it's the North Carolina Eastern Coaches Association, I believe. So they're saying this is what it should be. Any student who passes 75% of their courses eligible, per usual. Any student who passes 50 to 74% of their course will miss only 10% of played competition. And then it kind of slides down a sliding scale. So you can actually, according to this proposal, you can miss all your classes and still play 60% of the season. So in you guys' opinion as head coaches, was this be something that you feel like you could get behind?
No, it's absurd. I thought it was ridiculous, because if that's not running in line with graduation, so you mean to tell me these kids can play football, right, or any spring sport, and they won't receive a diploma, they won't get promoted, or they won't be able to graduate? And more so the timing of it. My question, and I think I asked you this, Pep, last night, was where was this proposal in September as far as getting behind these kids early? I mean, I think we're all pretty much on the same calendar where our semester is going to end by Christmas break, if I'm not mistaken. Is that true for you guys up there, Joe?
Well, I couldn't. It was kind of jumbled when K-Mac came in. What were you saying?
I was saying, are y'all in line with finishing your first semester before Christmas break?
Yeah, we start exams next week.
Okay, so it's getting towards the end of this thing, and we see a proposal because people are starting to scramble to see, you know what, we're gonna have some kids ineligible. But my challenge is, where were you guys at in late August and early September when we was hitting the ground?
Right.
Because if you say, and I'm giving an example, and I'm gonna make this short. If you got a kid that's struggling and doesn't have internet, because I've heard every story in the world, right? And again, I'm a have-not, so I don't got time for the excuses. I grew up poor, so I don't got time for the excuses. So all those examples coming out of, we had to go to McDonald's, or we didn't have internet access. Okay, where was the football coach at? Where was the sports coach at? You could have easily went to the guidance counselor, like you said, Joe, and got hard copies of these kids' work and brought it to them.
Right.
It could be done. You just got to get creative. And these times that we're going through with COVID, hard times calls for creative measures, and you got to get creative. But coming at this less than a month, I don't like it, to say the least. I'm gonna tell
you what I do. When a kid says I didn't have internet access, I didn't have access, I said, let me see your phone. I said, show me your Snapchat log. If these jokers can Snapchat, they can do an assignment online. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they just don't want to do it. I mean, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get the them being lethargic with not being able to go to school and sitting at home. I do understand that. I mean, we just had a student with the mental health issue. We just had a student commit suicide over all this. You know what I'm saying? So I get all that, you know, but once again, that's where we come into play. I mean, that's our job. You know, when we sign up for this, we sign up for a whole lot more than just X's and O's and everything else. I mean, it is, I tell people all the time, I was like, being a head coach, I mean, I'd much rather go back being an offensive line coach one day and just coach OL and live the dream and have a good time. I said, but I never had a clue of the things that I would have to do as a head football coach. And this year has been challenging, you know, not seeing the kids and, you know, trying to make sure that they got what they need and food and all this other stuff. I mean, it's been crazy, but, you know, ultimately it's going to make me a better coach, make you a better coach. And our kids are going to know that we care about them outside of football. And if you're in this situation where your kids aren't eligible, now there's going to be some situations, but if you're in a situation where you're not taking care of those kids and not finding out what's what, ultimately you've done a disservice to those kids because you haven't really stepped up and did what you needed to do. Now, once again, I'm not discrediting any football coach or anything like that, because I know there's going to be kids that are going to fall through the cracks that are just going to outright refuse. But for the most part, there should not be a reason where, you know, somebody's missing 15, 16 kids in eligibility if you've done the work from August when you knew what happened in March.
Yeah, Coach, I mean, you guys are hitting this on the head. This is what this creates right here. This creates a victim mentality.
Absolutely.
Because what you're saying is a kid can't do this because he can't do this because he grows up in a rough neighborhood. He can't do this because he doesn't have the resources that the rich kids have. I grew up in a house with no heat and no electricity. My parents never took me anywhere. I had to ride my bike to practice, and my dad ain't never seen me be a head football coach. Not one game. Like, don't come at me with, I can't do this. My kids can't do this. If they want to do it, they can do it because they know they can call up Coach Class and they can say, Coach Class, I'm struggling in my math class. I don't have internet. What can be done? Well, I'll stop my butt by the guidance office and your math teacher. I'm going to pick up some hard copies for you, and it's going to be at your house at the end of the day.
Well,
Any coaches?
I remember like the greatest fraternity ever, Omega Psi Phi. And I mean, I don't know if there's any Kappas or anything out there, but you know, we have a saying: excuses are tools of incompetence that build monuments of nothingness. Those who specialize in themselves accomplish anything. We cannot make excuses. That's the problem with our society nowadays, especially in my community and in the Black community. We want to make excuses. We want to do this, that, and the other. We got to fix it. And this is just one more step of fixing it.
Absolutely.
Coach Class.
Go ahead, Kenny.
I've got all the respect in the world for you, man. If I'm an athletic director and my job comes open, I'm calling up Coach Class to see where he is, because I think he's that much of a coach and building culture and building up young men. You know, and I know that when you were at Robinson, there was a poem that was really close to you guys. And I was told about it years and years ago by one of my high school coaches, Coach Fleming. And so I looked it up just, you know, when I heard you guys were coming on today. And it's crazy. The end of that poem, Invictus. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. And when you tell a kid, you know what, kid, it doesn't matter that you haven't done anything for the last 5 months. If you fail every single one of your classes, we're still going to let you play in 60% of the football games. Yeah. What are you teaching that dude? What kind of master of fate are you creating inside of him? It's you can do whatever you want to do, and it doesn't matter. There are no consequences for your actions. And that's not what our job as coaches and as educators are. That's not what our job is. And a coach who pushes this is, to me, a selfish coach who is in it not for the right reasons. Because a coach who's in it for the right reasons, the coaches I had at Central Cabarrus, the coaches I had at East Rowan High School, the coaches I worked with at Concord High School were in it for the kids. And they bent over backwards to look out for the kids, not for the betterment of themselves as the adult.
Well, I mean, ultimately, these guys that are really trying to get these kids eligible without doing the work are worried about wins and losses.
Absolutely.
I've never been one to worry about wins and losses. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. I think, you know, one of the things that Chris Deal and Tom Harper and J.K. Atkins, guys that I really started up under, really instilled in me is we don't determine our success in wins and losses. Our success comes is what are these kids doing 15 years after they graduate, 10 years after they graduate. And, you know, I mean, I've had some good stories. I've had some bad stories, you know, I mean, every coach has, but, you know, we are with the society we live in, we are the fathers for the next generation for these kids. And we are raising men when they don't have dads at home. We are responsible for that. You know, when you sign up for that, you may not know that, but you learn pretty quick.
Yeah, and we're creating habits, guys. That's really what we're doing. We're creating habits. And if we're creating this habit, that's not setting a good example. We're not doing our job.
I agree.
Guys, that's a great discussion right there. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. I'm gonna bring it back to Coach Glass here to finish this up. Let's Coach, let's talk about what you got at Lincolnton coming up this season. What are the prospects? Who are some guys that we can look out for on the field for you guys?
I couldn't hear what you said. It was kind of jumbled.
Okay. Who are some guys we can look out for from you guys at Lincolnton this upcoming season? Still nothing. Everybody else hear me?
This upcoming season?
Yeah, some players we can look out for from you guys.
I think that's what you said. I'm not really sure. You know, we're building. You know, we are. You know, Lincolnton has traditionally been a flex bone, wing T, you know, T team. We don't have quite the dogs that they used to have back in the day. You know, now our freshman group's really good, really talented, but we don't have those kids. So we are trying to build a culture that, you know, since Scott Cloninger has been gone, that they haven't really had. You know, so we're trying our best to build from the bottom up, build our JVs up. Our kids are all committed. And, you know, even last night when I posted that post on Twitter, you know, kids are buying in. This is more important than anything else. I mean, the academic side is more important than anything else. You can't play if you ain't eligible. You know, but our kids are doing a really good job. They're working hard. You know, we feel like ultimately we really were upset not getting to play non-conference games. We felt like that would give us the confidence going in because, you know, like I know a few wins here and there build a lot of confidence. But we're getting there. Kids are getting stronger and they're doing everything they need to do. I'm not having to hunt kids down and say, hey, why aren't you at practice today? You know, where I was doing that kind of the first year I was there. You know, so we're getting better and hopefully you're going to see within the next year or two, you know, Lincolnton back where we're in the hunt and you're saying, okay, Lincolnton's back.
Very good, Coach. Very good. You did some special things at J.M. Robinson, you know, years ago. You know, we were very impressed with that. Even back when I was coaching, you know, that was a tough place to play. And you guys are always prepared and ready to go. Before we let you go, I want to get your thoughts on your new conference. I'm gonna pull that up here on the screen real quick and see what you have to say about that.
I mean, me
right,
personally, I love the league. I think you've got some really good teams in there, and you've got some teams that are competitive. You know, it gives us an opportunity to still play South Point and North and East. You know, I don't know if it'll stick because you know I've heard some rumblings here and there about you know teams trying to come in, teams are going to end up dropping. You know, but ultimately, I think it's a great financial league and. You know, you're going to see some really good football week to week with a lot of good football coaches. I mean, there's not really. I mean, you know, everybody would look at that and say, okay, East Burke is on the lower end, but Coach Minor's a heck of a football coach. You know, he's gonna have them back. Coach Clark at Bandy's at Bunker Hill's a heck of a football coach. You know, he's gonna have them competitive. You know, and I ponder at West Lincoln. I mean, I can talk about all these coaches up there that are really good football coaches. You know, having been in Guilford County and seeing what it's like in the East versus coming back here and being in Cabarrus County and seeing what versus East versus West, I think the biggest difference is the coaching point that happens in the West. I mean, there's some really good football coaches in the West, and this conference right here is loaded with good football coaches. So it's going to be a fun league to be in. It's going to be a lot of parity. You're going to see some teams beat some teams that you didn't think was going to happen. You know, so it's going to be one of those truly any given Friday night, if that makes sense.
Very good, Coach. Very good. So you'll be all right if we project y'all to win the conference, right?
Hey, let's get through these first 7 games first and see what happens. We're kind of maiden, man. You know, I always kid with Will and I always kid Will's like, man, y'all got like open recruitment over there. You just get kids in when you want to, you know. So, but I do that to everybody. So it's not just him, but you know, it's going to be a tough league. It's going to be fun. You know, I love the fact that we're going to get to compete every week. You know, it's going to be a challenge. It's not going to be a cakewalk. And I mean, I think our kids will strive on that too.
Very good, Coach. Very good, man. We appreciate you being on tonight. We thank you for your time. A lot of great perspective on, you know, the eligibility and, you know, your conference coming up. And, you know, we'll get up to Lincolnton. I live in Dallas now, so I'm a lot closer than I used to be. So we're going to come up to Lincolnton and, you know, check you guys out. Hopefully when we have football in the spring this year.
Well, I live in Denver, so if you ever want to come up here, you know, we got a couple places around we can hang out.
Hey, that sounds good, man. I love my wings, so you know, you can find a good wing spot and talk to me.
Right here, come on.
I'll take you up on that, Coach. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming on with us, Coach, man. I appreciate the time.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for having me.
All right. Thank you, Coach. All right, so that was Coach Joe Glass from Lincolnton High School. A lot of great words, great perspective on the eligibility topic that's been a hot topic throughout the state of North Carolina. And we're going to jump from eligibility now because everyone is wanting to talk about these conference drafts that have come out from the NCHSAA. We'll bring everybody back in here, and we're going to get started on that right now. So here's the crew that is here. I'm going to bring the screen back. We're going to go down. We're going to start, of course, with 4A West because, you know, we are Charlotte Football Insiders. So I'm going to get that on the screen, and we're going to have a very good discussion here because we got a lot to talk about here. So
we don't got a lot to talk about, but
all right, can y'all see that okay?
Yeah. I'm just gonna give a disclaimer before we get started. I'm not upset with my conference, but I'm upset for a certain school.
All right, so let's take these by the conference numbers. Okay, Billups, I know where you want to go. Let's go there first. Conference 60. All right, this is pretty much the iteration of the IMEC. I'm sorry, I forgot you, Rob. I'm bad. There we go. All right, go ahead, Billups.
And I'm glad Rob and Kenny are here. And even you, Pep. That's I don't care what nobody said. And I saw a bunch of grown men on Twitter laugh at a certain school for being this and say nobody care about Garinger. I care about Garinger. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people who are old Charlotte natives, we care about Garinger. Pep, I know you care about Garinger. That's not fair. And you got a first-year head coach, you got a first-year AD, and you don't throw them in that? Come on. You know, Morris Park, Butler, why don't you throw them in that conference? And I don't understand that conference. Morris Park and Butler, and you know, I love my boy DJ, Rank and all them. I respect Hales. Put them in that conference. But you basically gave them Hopewell 2.0. And that's no shot at Hopewell. But Hopewell, North Meck, and Garinger are all, that's the only competition game. You gave 3 competition games right there. And then you gave Hub, Vance, and Creek. Make it make sense. That don't make sense. Like, we want to encourage kids. Everybody get into coaching, and I'm finna call everybody out. I'm finna call coaches out. I don't care y'all come at me. I don't care. Because I step away from coaching football. This ain't nothing to me. You know, I'm a father first. And I could work camps, I could work with Pep, and whoop, 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 that's me. And that's, you know, usually I'm funny, go lovey, but It's just me being honest. Y'all all talk about how y'all for these kids. I would love to see Garringer actually get a chance. They should be in that conference with us. Even though AK and Olympic, once the Palisade school get built, it's gonna be kind of tricky, but y'all throw these schools in here to get their teeth kicked in and these stats. Like, and I just saw grown men picking on Garringer and stuff like that. Like, that's terrible. Like, I call my ex-wife. My ex-wife is a graduate with Garringer. I just want y'all to know, Garringer, they got people who got graduated from that school who are not thugs, gangsters, and stuff like that. They got some academic people. They have broadcasting and stuff like that. They're known for academics back in the day. But them kids don't come out and play football because they don't get a third chance. They get put in these conferences and get their teeth kicked in. Who want to play football and stuff like that? And y'all got all y'all coaches that coach at these powerhouse schools. Go coach at Hopewell. When I coach at Hopewell, it was hard for me to convince a kid to play football and come out there and get their teeth kicked in. Then a Creek. It's easy. It's easy for me to convince a kid to go play at Mallard Creek. It's easy for me to get a kid to go play at Myers Park. You got Drake May. You got all these stuff. But y'all think y'all could coach because y'all coach at these big-time programs. But I know a couple of coaches. Ooh, I don't think I should do it. I won't do it because I don't care. I know a couple coaches. No, hold up. I'm gonna say I know a couple coaches that I'll call you and tell you come coach at when Garrett's job come open. They didn't want to come. They didn't want to go coach there. They want to be at a Creek, a Butler, a Myers Park, a Huff, and stuff like that. Y'all don't want a challenge. Y'all want the easy way out because y'all not really for these kids. So quit laughing at Garrett. I can't believe that grown men pick on some kids. And Garrett, they're not bad. They got talent in that building, but why would you want to go get you gotta play Vance, Creek, and Huff? That's tough. It's just like Hopewell when I was at Hopewell. That's tough trying to convince some kids, hey, you actually got a chance. So that's why I commend people like Bird at Hopewell. I commend Westward at Providence now. You got a gauntlet. I commend the head coach at Garringer. That's a gauntlet. It's easy to coach at a powerhouse. I ain't saying nothing else, man. It's easy to coach at a powerhouse. Y'all some punks. And that was like that was the worst day on Twitter I ever seen. Y'all laughing at some kids. It's Garringer. What you expect? Y'all some weak. Y'all weak. That's weak.
Yeah, I think some common sense has to come into play here. I mean, Coach Billups, he keeps bringing up Myers Park, for example, because we know that Myers Park has the resources. They have the financial means to go across the town and to play games versus these schools. I mean, let's be honest. That's just not a football powerhouse conference right there. That's a basketball powerhouse conference. That's a non-revenue sports conference. That's good baseball being played there. That's good tennis being played there.
They can't even build a program, Kenny.
Being played there.
Garringer can't even build a program.
You're looking at a Garringer that can't even get kids to come out for their wrestling team. I know, I talked to their coach, and last year he had like 6 dudes out on the wrestling team, and that was the most kids they had out in several years. They've got beautiful tennis courts, but they can't get kids to come out for tennis. And now you're saying that you've got to go up against Hopewell, Huff, Mallard Creek, North Meck, and Vance every single game, every single week. That makes no sense to me. The state of North Carolina missed that one. They need to put one of your more well-to-do schools, a school whose parents don't mind traveling, a school whose coaches do pretty well in getting kids to come to their
great conference from Myers Park. Great conference. Great conference from Myers Park.
But I will say this, Pep. We have said it before that this show is the #1 most influential show in prep athletics, in prep football, not only the 704, but in North Carolina, because I seem to remember a pet man, Matt Morrow, a couple of months ago talking about his top rivalries in Charlotte. And one of the rivalries that he talked about, Garinger versus Hopewell, that he wanted to see play. Everybody laughed about it then. Pep, this shows your power, Pep. This may be on you, big dog.
Nah. Like Robert, I would love to see what Robert got to say, because he's an AD, and that's tough. You can't build a program like that. First year AD.
You know, the thing is, like, we did it at Mountain Island. You know, we didn't have anything when we first started. And I mean, obviously it's totally different. I'm not comparing 1A to 4A. So I could definitely understand where you coming from, Billups. Like, off the record, I'm from North Charlotte, so all my family went to Garinger. So it's just tough, man. I think it needs to start from the top. I've been saying this for a couple years. Garinger has the field. If I'm not mistaken, they got a new turf field.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it starts from the top. It's something missing there. There's something missing. But I agree with what y'all say. They shouldn't be in that conference.
All right. So who should be there?
Myers Park.
I know we mentioned Myers Park. So we saying Myers Park should go there?
Myers Park, Butler. You know, Myers Park and Butler talk the most junk. They'll play anybody, anywhere. Why they not in that conference?
You switch Garinger and Hopewell with Myers Park and Butler.
New I met. They want, but we're laughing about, but they want that smoke. They want it.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead, Pep.
Yeah, so let's look at their conference, Conference 59. I mean, that conference is, not bad in its own right there. I want to kind of take a look at that one versus 49. I think there's a couple, maybe one or two teams that could switch places. I could see an East Mech and South Mech switch right there. I mean, that would make a lot more geographic sense, in my opinion. And then you look at the school size also to match.
You said 59? Oh, well, 59 ain't no laugh, because you already know one team don't cry to get up out of there. And we all know Catholic. Catholic want to go back to 3A. Catholic don't want to play no 4A ball.
Well, they already put them in 4A, though. I mean, they don't.
And they don't petition. Catholic don't petition go 3A. We all know that. If this show, we want to be honest. Let's be real. We know Catholic, when they saw that draw, they said, "Oh no!" They said that we don't be in Union County or put us back in 3A. They don't want to play that ball.
Catholic is.
They don't play.
Catholic scared of anybody, to be honest.
They're not scared. They don't play 3A ball.
I think they're gonna be fine. Look at those schools. They don't have to work East Mag, Independence, Providence, Rocky River. I think they'll be fine. Honestly.
Brandon, I agree. I think Catholic will adjust. They typically adjust to their environments.
But they want to go 3A. They want the easy way out. Just be honest. Oh, they do.
Oh boy.
They do. I say
they're watching.
I don't care. They play. It's Catholic.
I know that, but still,
Catholic. I don't care. Catholic want to play 3A football. It's the easy way. Look at 3A West versus like even 4A West, 4A East. Well, that's why you don't hear nothing from Richmond County. Richmond County ain't saying nothing because they got an easy way to the state championship. 3A East. Scotland's not saying that because he got an easy way to the state championship. It's just call a spade a spade. You have seen Scotland coach be more vocal now than ever. And we all can sit here and laugh and grin at me. These football coaches, they're playing politics. It's house of cards. Oh yeah, well, yeah, I don't like when the NCAA. They ain't say nothing when they saw them alignments come out. And y'all call a spade a spade.
The strange thing
go ahead, Kenny.
is Catholic being moved. They've been playing in a league which is basically 58, but now they've been bumped to 59. 59 has 7 teams. Catholic makes number 7. 58 has 6 teams. The odd thing is that they've moved Catholic from that league. I mean, does that make sense? I mean, you guys think so?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Kenny, think about it. Catholics consider like a non-traditional school, right? So I think they was kind of moved to the conference that wouldn't do all the complaining. Because let's be honest, there's been a lot of complaining about non-traditional schools.
That's true too.
Rob, they complain. That conference complain.
I don't think so. You got to realize the conference is not going to be complaining like those schools that did they just come out of 2A?
No, they came out of 3A, but they was a 4A school. And it's like what Pep say, Catholic was a 4A small power. They were a 4A small power.
But Brandon, do you know the amount of complaining that's been going on about Catholic for these last?
Man, you know, I'm just like you. I'm born and raised from the city. You know, they've been complaining about Catholic since Catholic got built, just like they complain about Providence Day. But the thing about Catholic don't punch you in the mouth regardless. But I'm saying, me personally, Catholic want that easy way out because they know they win the state championship easy in 3A. Easily. I dare somebody debate me on this show. Easily. With that 3A,
I'll bet you they don't feel that way.
Yes, they do. Man, come on, Pep, you my guy. Pep, they trying to keep it PG, but Catholic, and they don't gotta go for that 4A gauntlet, they go for that 3A gauntlet. They'll go for that. It ain't a gauntlet in 3A. It'll be real.
I think Catholic adjust, bro. They can
play. Catholic will play. I'm not saying that they're running from it. Catholic will play 4A football and get to the semis every year. But in 3A, they can win the state championship every year. They're not scared of Kings Mountain and Chris. They're not scared.
They've been playing in probably the toughest 3A league in the state.
Yeah, they're not scared of nobody.
I mean, they had, 4 state champions in that league between Monroe and Weddington, and you had hell of a teams and Cuthbertson and Marvin Ridge.
But I'm just keeping it real because y'all Catholic, we all coach football, right? You put me in 3A, you put West Charlotte in 3A. I was like, oh yes, let's keep it honest, y'all, because that's what's wrong with football coaches nowadays. Y'all don't want to be honest. We all want to be like, woo, 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 we do this, and that for that. But if I can get an easier way, I'm gonna sit down and type. When I saw that conference as a West Charlotte assistant coach, not as Sam Griner, I said, I love it. Because I know Olympic and South Met are going to get, in 2 years, they're building a Palisades High School, right? That's going to be relief. So, hey, I'm in a favorable amount. But if I'm Charlotte Catholic, I look at 3A. I could go 3A and dominate. I could dominate in 3A football. You telling me they'd rather run for a gauntlet in 4A football than go to 3A and know they go to state championship every year. Y'all out y'all mind.
But Brandon, they somewhat dominated 4A when they was in it.
They're not. Come on, bro. They got to run through Vance, Huff, and Creek. Everybody on 4A West is like, woo. Rob, you know it. You know how we talk, baby. You know them 4A West coaches sitting there tweeting, oh, we want the smoke. They don't want the smoke. You know it. Rob, you a boxer. You know, you can look at man in the eye. They got a plan until they get punching it. When you throw that first jab, what they doing? What they doing, Rob? Well, that's why you laughing. That my boy Rob back. So, and Kenny knows, if I could go to 3A, I was like, oh, yes. I feel like West Charlotte competing for it. But when they gave us 3, I said, oh, I ain't saying nothing. You saw, I've been quiet on
okay. All right. Let's move forward past that. So we'll follow up on that later on. Okay, so Conference 57, Kenny. We talked about this. Looks like the Cabarrus County split conference didn't happen. But what's your thoughts on them being in there with the Iredale schools right there?
Well, we talked about this on Monday night, that if the split Cabarrus County conference doesn't happen, this is what we all figured would happen. I think it's a great league. I think it's a little bit of a travel for some Cabarrus County schools to get out to South Iredale. 25 miles. It's not that far of a travel. But there's some great gates there. A.L. Brown travels well. Mooresville travels well. Lake Norman, I'm sure, travels well. Harrisburg High School, they travel well. Cox Mill students travel well. So I think that's a really solid league. And for Cabarrus County, If they can't make a Cabarrus County league, I think they want to be in that league with Mooresville, South Iredell, and Lake Norman for sure. I think that size-wise, Lake Norman, they're big kids up front. So Cabarrus County schools not named A.L. Brown might struggle with that size, but athletically, those Cabarrus County schools match up with Mooresville, Lake Norman, and South Iredell well.
Yeah, you got some rich tradition here. In this conference, you got some rich tradition with A.L. Brown, and I mean that's some Mooresville. That's a good conference right there.
they rubbed the right palm for that one. That's a good conference.
and at the end of the day, it gives those Cabarrus County schools the option to pick up the other Cabarrus County schools for their non-conference games. So they can still keep those natural rivalries. They can still continue to make the bank for the non-conference games that they should make for the conference games as well. I mean, who doesn't want to go up to Mooresville and play in that beautiful stadium and play on the baseball field that's got the artificial turf? And I mean, almost every team in that league has artificial turf now, man. I mean, that is a state-of-the-art league with, like Coach Washington said, man, that's good tradition football right there.
No, that's a good league. I like that league.
Very good. So the 3A, 4A combo conference in Charlotte, Billups, we were talking about that, and I don't like it. And the reason why I don't like it is because of the combo conference rules here in North Carolina. Like you said, you can win one game and make the playoffs. I mean, the way it's currently set up.
Well, that's just how the state. It's like, one thing I dislike is everybody say, well, we don't want to play Charlotte football team. Hey, at the end of the day, you got what you wanted. We'll play in that combo league. If that's what you want to play in, we'll play in it. It just, nobody wants to play Charlotte. It's like when I went to college, when I went to Fayetteville State. Hey, you from Charlotte? Yeah, they ready to fight me because that's how they feel about Charlotte people. But they don't complain. They don't get on Twitter. Like the Twitter coaches don't get on there. I can't believe West Charlotte made the playoffs. They only beat West Met in that company. Well, we're not only gonna beat West Met. That, like, at the end of the day,
what's the record gonna be
in that conference? I'm not gonna say nothing because I'm trying to be nice. But
you calling out tonight?
I ain't calling nobody out.
You've been already. I mean, you might as well
tonight.
Right. I'm not calling out nobody. At the end of the day, people who know me, they know how I feel about the conference. My athletic director know how I feel. My head coach know how I feel about it. It's we're not gonna complain. They're not gonna let West Charlotte play real 3A football. They're not. Even that dude, Coon football, he said we want to be South Point. South Point want to call us to play football because they don't want to play Charlotte football team. We'll see you in the playoffs. That's the issue that I have with it, because it does seem like the state is saying we don't want to put West Charlotte and West Mech, West Side teams from Charlotte, in leagues with schools that are their size. And that's the issue that I have. Why would you put just 2 3A schools in that league? That's the thing that I don't understand. But it's just like me and Robert sit here and tell you it's the history. And Ken, all these schools, these back like South Point, they don't sit there. West Charlotte don't want to play. Joshua Harris would call him. Sam would call him. They don't want to play us. Come out in that wing, the triple option wing team. We smack it in the mouth. They don't be going. It's just like Rob. Rob called a school from Huntersville out. They didn't want to play Rob because they know Rob gonna punch him in the mouth. It's just me being honest. It just they don't want to play football. If I'm lying, I'm lying. Guys, I'm not on this show to make friends. I have all the friends I need in life. I have my beautiful daughters. I have a nice circle. But Robert would tell you just like I tell you. I can't play football. When I was at West Charlotte, that my years old. It's not 99, 03. And he's not at Butler no more. But he would tell you people duck. That's what they do. They'll talk a big game until we show up. Until you hear that marching band coming, then you don't run.
That's what it feels like. It feels like almost that the state doesn't want to have to put up with other schools saying we don't want to go to the Dub C and the West.
They don't. Thank you, Ken. Ken.
I've got
Thank
a
you,
problem
Ken.
with that.
Rob, I know you feel the same way. Rob, tell me. Come on, Rob.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Thank you, Pep. I know you feel the same way too. Pep, come on, get on the bus.
Pep, go back up. Go back up.
Hey, now, all right, hold on. We got plenty of time, but Rob's got to go here in a minute. So I want to get his thoughts on Conference 39, where Mountain Island Charter is.
He love it. He love it. He love it.
Well, we got a real interesting situation here, so I'm gonna let him talk here. Go ahead, Coach.
All right. So I was in a chat with my coaches, and I mean, we'll play anywhere. You know what I'm saying? That's our thing. Our jobs as a coach. We'll play anywhere. It's just, it's tough for a football conference. You look at that. I mean, it's only like 3 schools that got football teams. That's real tough. So the pickle that I'm in, we got to have a strong non-conference. I end up talking to Beatty over at West Mech, and they're going to agree to play us non-conference. And I know me and Sam talked a little bit at the last CFI camp. So if I can get like the West Charlottes, the West Mechs, some of the 3A, 4A schools to play us, that would kind of offset, what we got to play in the conference, if that makes sense. Because it's not even so much the quality as much as the quantity. We don't got a lot of football teams in there. So when you, as you said, B, what I was talking with some coaches trying to convince them to play us is not because we just want to play a 3A, 4A team. We really need it, and we'll play anybody. I mean, honestly, we'll play anybody. And now the fact that you're is not going to max press rankings anymore, moving into the fall, it should be a reason why a team should say we don't want to play.
Hold on, Washington. Hey, Mrs. Bird, I'm not talking about your husband, because I love your husband. Your husband is great. Me and Washington are talking about somebody else. We ain't talking about your husband. Gabby, Coach Bird is my guy. He's the real OG. We love Bird, so stop it. We ain't talking about you. Stop it. Stop it. I love Hopewell. Y'all got my cousin over there. I love y'all guys. Go on, Washington. I don't want her to think we got beef with.
Well, that's what we want to try to do. We want to try to play all the teams, because obviously in a certain area, teams won't play us. I ain't gonna say no names, but a certain area, teams will not play us.
No, it's some in that old Somac who won't play you. I know who it is.
Well, I'm talking about is an area near us. They won't play us. So we're more focused on playing the Charlotte teams now that will play us. That's what we're doing.
Well, Coach, you got a comment here from Mr. Holmes. It says Mountain Island Charter ran from Bessemer City. Not dog all love. So I'll give you a chance to respond live to that.
Let me give my disclaimer. Me and Gerard's great friends. That's a good friend of mine, and they got us. They got us the last couple of years. They got us. So I don't got nothing negative to say about that. We haven't ran from them. Now, ask him why didn't he pick up the phone when I was trying to get us to make that 7th game this year. So I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting from a call from him and his AD.
Rob Shelby calling you out. Rob Shelby calling you out, man.
Oh, come play Shelby from Coach Weber.
Look, and see, this is the thing. I don't really want to get into that with people, because if you can see my email where I'm reaching out to these coaches, they don't want to play us. It's not because they're scared; they just don't want to play a charter school. And I don't want to be
right. Yeah,
I don't want to be the person that posts my messages with their ADs.
Don't do it.
I won't do it. I'm not going to do it. So all you fans, trust me, I've tried to play you all. And if they want to play us, my email is rwashington@micharter.org. Tell the AD to line it up. Let's go.
Rob is all class, guys. Like y'all got Rob is my guy. I know him for a long time. Why can't West Charlotte play Shelby? We'll play him. Call us.
But see, Billis, what you're a coach, and what you get fans. You get fans that don't understand what goes on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying?
It was just like when I was at Hopewell. And that's why I understand where Mrs. Bird coming from. Coach Bird don't do that. But when I was at Hopewell, everybody and their mama wanted to play us because they knew that we was on the come up and we were trying to rebuild the program and stuff like that. I don't talk bad about schools down there. You don't hear me talk bad about Providence or Hopewell. Them two are my schools. And Rob can tell you, me and Rob talk about them all the time. I still, Fred, that family. Fred is like family over there. Providence, I got Mason Bryan, I got Mason Atkins, I got a whole bunch, that whole team. So I don't talk bad about them. They're my guys. But nobody be trying to start nothing. But I will tell you, Bird is one of the few coaches that I would say he's not a Twitter coach. He's legit. Bird's one of my favorite coaches. He's legit. Just like Rob, one of my favorite coaches. Me and Rob been family for about 8, 9 years. Like his brother. This is long. This is before I start coaching. But y'all.
And Billups, and you bring up a good point. Shout out to Coach Bird, Coach Grice over there, and really like what they're doing with that program, building it. That's going back to your point. It's harder to build something at a school where you start with nothing. So commend those guys out there, man. I mean, we're all out here trying to build something. So, but back to what I was saying, the average fan doesn't know it. There's a lot of politics that go into scheduling games more than people know. You know what I'm saying? So some of your schools say, well, why this school is not playing that school? There's a reason. I know we're not ducking nobody over here. Like I told you, my email address, rwashington@micharter.org. We need a strong non-conference game. Hit me up.
All right, there it is. I know, Rob, you got to cut out.
Last laugh at
man. Oh, real quick. The camp tomorrow, Mountain Island Charter, 6 p.m. Under the Lights Camp Part 2. It's sold out. If you are not registered, please do not come up there trying to register because we will not let you in. All right, you got to be registered and signed up, ready to go. We're going to have a good time, a lot of good stuff going on. So I want to throw that out there real quick.
Yeah, like we do on the show. Like we do on the show. Relax. Relax.
All right, Rob.
Relax.
Rob, before you go, we got comment from Coach Lash over there. He says, "Yeah, Rob, talk to Ish."
Now, don't put Montez Lash on here because you don't put Petty Wap on here. Thank him up because that's how I be getting in trouble. People think I got problems with people. God, no, Rob, no, I'm a fun look. I'm just a father.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with you, man. We're talking about Rob. We ain't talking about you.
No, because I got him started. My fault, Rob. Because I know Rob. I know how to put the battery in his back. That's why he laughing at me.
I'm good.
He don't give me the body on me. He don't yell at me tomorrow. Watch. I already know he'll yell at me tomorrow. I'm coming late too.
Tell Pat we got a whole case of it for him too.
I'm coming late.
We probably do. That is accurate.
God.
Thank you, Body Armor, for your sponsorship. It is amazing. Appreciate your support. Body Armor, drink it.
Oh, right, man. These guys, boy, y'all got people, boy, I'm probably about to have all kind of subs at me now. God, dog, Rob.
You put me on the show,
you did it to yourself.
I don't care. As long as my daughters don't sub me, I'm okay, man. It's all right. It was not that Hopewell. I love like Bert. That's my guy. Like I don't know why. Guys, I'm going. I'm about to go upstairs and play Cyberpunk. Y'all, I don't know why people think I don't like Hopewell. Them my people over there. You got my basketball coach over there. I love him. It's good people. They're like.
All right, let's go to
and Q in here. Q tell me.
All right.
You said you asked the questions, Pat?
We got Conference 35. We got J.M. Robinson, Mount Pleasant in there with North Stanley and a bunch of 1A schools. I mean,
this is very similar to what Coach Washington was just talking about. I've already talked to my dude D-Rob today. Blue Monroe called me up while I was eating lunch tonight. Coach, what do you think about our conference? It's a unique conference. It's a unique conference. You've got Dan Robinson that was 4A when Coach Glass was there, and now 3 years later they're 2A. It makes you wonder. Cabarrus County spent a whole lot of money to redraw the lines in Cabarrus County when West Cabarrus opened up, and now West Cabarrus is going to be the third largest school in the county. It already is right now, and they only have 3 grades.
Wow.
And J.M. Robinson's getting ready to go 2A ball. But, I think J.M. Robinson, obviously Mount Pleasant, Coach Johns, the grandfather of Cabarrus County football, does a super job. He's won a lot of games there. North Stanley, I told Blue today, North Stanley, they probably have 5 guys playing in the ACC right now. 2 years ago, they had 2 Shrine Bowl kids. North Stanley is one of those schools where they always have one stud athlete, and about every 4 or 5 years, they've got several stud athletes. And in 2A ball, 1A ball, you can have 4 or 5 dudes that play both sides of the ball, and all of a sudden there are 8 or 9 dudes that can really get after it. I think that South Stanley had a really good year. I think it was 2 years ago. They had a new coach. I don't know if he's still there or not. But like Coach Washington, there's a lot of non-football schools in this league. So that's one of the things that Blue and D-Rob were asking me, what do we do? Half these schools don't have football. Well, you play your Cabarrus County schools non-conference. You still play your Central Cabarrus. You still play your Concord. You still play your Northwest Cabarrus. You still play, probably D-Rob wants some of Harrisburg High School because of his connections there. You still play those same schools, and it's just kind of reverse. It's just like what Coach Washington was saying, where some schools play not so good of teams up front. Personally, we played all the conference champions we could get up front because I wanted it to be the exact opposite. I wanted my non-conference to prepare me for conference. But it becomes in reverse. They're going to have some of their bigger schools, their more natural county rivals up front in non-conference, and then you play this conference. But I told D-Rob today, man, and I told Blue, you guys should compete for conference championships with Mount Pleasant every single year. It's a J.M. Robinson people are going to say, who the heck are these dudes? But one of my good buddies is the basketball coach at North Stanley. He's going to build a great basketball program there. You put Coach Batts in that league. And, of course, you've got a state champion basketball coach at Mount Pleasant. That can be good in some other sports. I would imagine J.M. Robinson's probably a little bit disappointed at first because, once again, going from 4A playing against the big boys in Charlotte to now 2A, that's a big jump in just 3 years. But I think in the grand scheme of things, they're going to have to travel a little bit, but they're going to be able to compete for championships, and they're still going to be able to play Cabarrus County schools in non-conference games.
Okay. Good deal. All right, let's go back a little bit. Let's go to
go back up to the top sheet, man. That the very first sheet where I had the 4A. Because I just want to point something out. I looked it up. Conference 52. So I did some math here. Check this out. Now, Ashe County, and if you follow Twitter, Ashe County coach Piscopo always has his half-line air raid offense, 3,000-yard passer every single year, every time he's been there. Check out their schedule. Ashe County, 66 miles to Freedom High School.
Yeah.
50 miles to High Brighton. 58 miles to South Caldwell. 50 miles to Alexander Central. And I just stopped right there. I don't even know if there are any other schools in the conference. I got that far. And, I think Ashe County is one of the most beautiful backdrops in the world. But they better be raising some money up there in West Jefferson because they're about to be spending a lot of money on transportation.
That's crazy. For a conference game, that is insane, man. I mean, you got the Mountain Conference 53 right there below them. I mean, you would think if there was a time for like a 9-team conference, that would be it. Yeah. I mean, that's insane right there. Like Coach Wright said there, Mountaintop.
Man, put Q on there. Q ain't right, man. Get him off of that.
Look, you done made everybody mad.
I ain't nobody mad. Man, y'all need to listen to Joe Budden's podcast, Comedy Style. But I apologize, man. I'm sorry. Lord Jesus. Boy, why they take me so serious, Rob?
You're the real deal.
I'm just a parent. I don't try to act like I'm better than anybody, but whatever. I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
Get Garrett out the Get Garrett out that gauntlet.
We covered that. We covered that very well. So any other thoughts? I think 58 was pretty easy. We projected that one right on the nose.
What was 58?
I think a blind man can see the Union County Conference.
Oh, go Cumberson. Go Cumberson. Hey, congratulations to everybody. That's why I don't start. I don't give everybody because that's what y'all want with these eligibility. You want all the kids to play, so I don't get all the coaches pat on their butts and stuff like that. Go get it, 58. Go get it all conference. I'm wishing the best for everybody. That's what we want. We don't want real life. We don't want real life. I'm just talking, but I'm sorry. Y'all don't like me. I don't know why. I'm just trying to make my fro grow.
Well, yeah, we talked about you getting a haircut. That ain't happening.
I ain't never cutting my hair.
Kyle, one of the good friends of the show right there, IMEC on Twitter. Bring back the IMEC. But in reality, I don't hate the Conference 57. As a Mooresville guy, I love all the tradition in it. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Definitely agree with that sentiment right there.
Man, Kyle hit me up. Kyle hit me up. You better stay in that company in. You better stop complaining, Kyle. I bet Mooresville better stay where they at.
He just said he liked it.
You better stay where you at. Hey, y'all.
You rough tonight, boy.
All right.
Let's go 3A West. All right, here we go.
Oh, Lord.
3A West. All right. What's our thoughts here?
Let's just start with the very first
I would love to play 3A West football. That's my first thought.
You've got 3 counties in Conference 44. You've got Union County, Anson County, and granted they're their own school, and West Stanley in that league. That's a wild conference right there with 4 2A schools in that league. Another one that just doesn't make sense to me.
Can you tell me we just want to play 3A football? West Charlotte would love to play.
Can we put West Charlotte in Conference 44? You guys will travel there, won't you?
Yeah. We don't want to play 3A football, but I don't know.
We might have our first live fire, and Coach Crowder might fire Coach Phillips tonight on the spot.
And he do what he do. It'd be all right. I go back to Providence, or I go Mountain Island, Charlotte. The hotline always blinging. Contrary to people believe, I can coach a little bit, just a little bit.
But Pep, 48, we talked about last week. There was some discussion kind of how that 3A will fall out. 48, Lake Norman Charter is going to be the oddball out there. I did the math on that one too. Let's see, let me pull up my stat sheet here. Lake Norman Charter, 20 miles to Central Cabarrus, not so bad. 40 miles to East Rowan. 30 miles to West Rowan, 25 miles to South Rowan. So Lake Norman Charter is going to have a little bit of a travel there. But otherwise, I think that's a great league. That's been a league before.
Hey, Pooper Putnam said he won't be a Stuart Kramer.
Kenny is giving good analysis here, man. I'm going to get to it. Go ahead, Kenny.
I'll mute myself.
I think it's a well-balanced league in all sports. East Rowan and Carson dominate in baseball. Central Cabarrus is pretty good in baseball. Northwest Cabarrus, West Rowan is really good in baseball. Football, I think that's a competitive conference now. I think West Rowan probably might be the early favorite in that league in football, depending on what the new coaching staff does. But baseball, basketball, football, wrestling, that's a pretty well put together, balanced league there.
All right.
In my conference, we got West Mac. We just got West Mac. I would like to play 3A football. That's all I would say. Hey, whatever. Hey, we'll play 4A, 3A. Yay.
So oddly enough, right on time is Joe Hughes from the Gaston Gazette. I'm gonna bring him in because I want to get Joe's thoughts on this right here with Gaston County. We got a nice little
Jaggy Joe. What's up, baby? Right
All right, Joe, you gotta take yourself off mute whenever you're ready.
He over there harmonizing. That's why he on mute.
All right. Y'all can hear me now. All right, good.
All right, so what you think about this Gaston County mixed with Cleveland right there, Conference 50?
There really isn't anything to discuss with that one. It was pretty much exactly what we kind of expected, forecasted, believed, all of that. They basically just swapped in Huss and put in South Point. That was the obvious choice and the right thing to do.
Well, why wasn't the right thing to do put West Charlotte and West Meg in there?
Good question. But then again, you'd end up having to have 3 different bids. So I don't know if that was something that they wanted to do. I know in the past couple realignment cycles that they have really emphasized putting Cleveland County and Gaston County together. As you said, West Charlotte, West Meck are basically in that same little spot. And I've had coaches actually come up to me and ask, hey, why don't y'all just cover right across the bridge? We're right there. So I can understand that perfectly. But as you can see, they just basically wanted to leave it Gaston and Cleveland for obvious reasons. And I don't have a problem with that. It doesn't hurt me none.
I know the Gaston County coaches are really pushing for an all Gaston conference. You really think that had any kind of, chance of happening there?
No. I think the one time that they actually had a good chance was 4 years ago when they actually saw that South Point was moving down to Southwestern 2A and they wanted to move them back up into the Big South, and they wanted to do that mainly to stem rising costs and also try to be competitive. They were both of those, so they just went talking to everyone that I've talked to today. They were fine with it.
So, Rob, we still got Rob here. I want to ask you this. You guys are in Gaston County. What if you guys hypothetically, let's say we did a 2A, 3A league, you guys moved up to 2A. Would you like to be in a league with all these other Gaston County schools?
Absolutely. Don't shake your head, Bullets. That's really what we want. Joe, am I lying? Am I flying?
Nah, I don't mess with you, Rob.
We've had these conversations regularly.
Nah, you don't want to be in that Shelby contract. No, good.
I beg to differ. I actually think he would actually.
No, I think Rob. Hold up. Robert Washington, because this is a friend. He is probably the only coach I know personally that wants to be in that conference. I would say that. Because I know Robert. He's like me. I'm not going to show him play.
He knows they can compete too.
Yeah, they can. I
can see them competing in all of the name sports, all the money sports. I could see them competing in it.
Robert got talent. Mount Island Charlotte got talent. It's just like Robert said. His name is falling. Mount Island Charlotte is falling to the same name as Charlotte Catholic. People don't want to play them schools like that because they got the radius. They're not cheating. They're doing what they're supposed to do as a charter school. So I get it. So I was Robert. I'd be calling people too, but I understand why they don't want to play them.
You got to keep knocking on doors, man. Somebody eventually say yes.
Yep, and I think it's happening, Joe, because one thing people forget as coaches, we're fans of the game too. Yeah, and it's certain things that we want to play. I want to go and play a Hunter Huss. I mean, it would have been my pleasure to coach against one of my best friends in the whole world, Jamal McCord. But you got to play who will play you and play who's on your schedule.
Yep.
All right, good deal. Coondog Wilson, who has been going crazy in the comments, has just proposed this matchup right there. And we just said that it's going to happen.
It's already in the talks.
See, thank you.
It is.
I don't.
It is.
Coach Builders don't have. He's not influence. I just coach football with Shaw. I'm not like I was at Providence. I'm just a football coach now.
There's the
Stop smiling over there, Kenny. You laughing too hard. I'm just a football coach.
All right, so 2A West. Joe, while we got you, Conference 40 with Burns, East Gaston, Hunter Huss, Shelby, and then 1A Bessemer City, Cherryville, and Highland Tech. What do we think about that?
Woo! Hey, Joe, I did the same thing. Woo!
Yeah, I saw the rumors of that last night. I was like, no. And then once I saw it today, I said, oh my goodness, they went with it. When it comes to say basketball and football, this conference is good as ran by 2 to 3 schools. Shelby and Hunter Huss, those were right before COVID basically kind of took hold. Those 2 teams were the last 2 teams that I truly covered because they were at the West Regional Final for basketball. At the same, one played I think at 12, another one played I think at 8, and those 2 campuses are just brimming with talent and athletes. And this isn't a slight against Bessemer City and the slight against Cherryville, Highland Tech. They just don't have those numbers, especially Highland Tech. The problem for them is, they have to make money. And if you're going to get beat by 60 and you don't have that same talent football-wise, it's going to be hard to make a buck. And Bessemer City and Cherryville can get away with that because they just have such great fan bases that are going to come whether they're 1-10, 1-8, 2-8, whatever. Highland Tech has to work a little harder to get all of that, and it's just going to be a tough draw for them. I think I don't know what's going to happen as far as their next steps. I have a feeling that if anybody's going to appeal, it'll be them. But that's a tough draw. It's just tough. Burns, East Gaston, Huss, Shelby, 2A teams.
We played Hunter Huss this past year. It was a game that I wanted because I wanted that challenge once again. And Hunter Huss, they just had the big kid from Catholic move in, the running back, and we had heard that he was 6'4", 220, and all this stuff. And so they're coming out, and this big old boy comes walking down onto the field, and one of my coaches comes up. He goes, "Coach, that must be the new kid." I said, "I don't think it is. I think he has long dreads." But this guy was the biggest dude in the stadium by a mile. And then about 5 minutes later, the big dude with dreads coming out. It was their quarterback who was bigger than anybody we had by 3 inches and 20 pounds. And then the running back came out. And then they had the big offensive lineman who played everywhere. Hunter Huss is just an incredibly talented football team. We played them when I was at Concord as an assistant. They're talented in so many sports. Hunter Huss and Shelby, Londale Burns thrown in that mix. I mean, those 3 are way up here. And then, sorry to the rest of that league. God, dog, that's a tough draw for the rest of those guys.
And I want to say something. I want to say something about Hunter Huss real quick. Hunter Huss is one of those schools. I mean, the kids. I mean, shout out to Coach Randy Thompson down there. He's going to be a phenomenal coach down there. People just don't know the type of coach they got down there. But their kids play with passion. That's the one thing, like I talked about earlier, I would have loved to have that matchup. Win or lose, it's just those kids really play and play for each other. Yeah. So shout out to Hunter Huss.
Yeah, just a team of grinders. That's exactly what when I used to talk to Coach McCoy. He's like, we know we're not always going to have the most talent, but one thing we're going to do is we're going to work and we're going to hit. And I'll be darned if they didn't do that every game that I watched them play.
Amen, man. I want to talk about East Gaston here too, because they're the other 2A school here with the other 3 1A conferences. But I mean, we've seen people win at East Gaston, in the past. So I mean, what young Joe, Rob, what's going on over there?
Not lately, but
What?
That's terrible, Pep. What's going on, man?
I'm just
You
curious.
talk about me. Look at you. You talk about me. Look at you.
I'm just asking a question.
What's going on over there? Rob, Jagged Joe, what's going on? Rob, Jagged Joe, what's going on? They used to win. God, oh, Pep.
I'm just asking. They got a new coach. I mean, I'm just asking.
Oh, Lord.
Good gracious.
That's a fire.
One thing they do have working in their favor over there is their JV team has really started to come up on the past few years. The past 2 years have been great for them. They just are waiting for those guys to come up to the varsity level. And the way it was looking for a while, it's going to look like, hey, the Burns side with their middle school and how they've been just kind of filling up their pipeline, and East Gaston was kind of lining up the same thing. And they played for the conference championship in JV last year. So you knew that they had some hogs coming up on that offensive line to be absolute beasts. But with this right here, adding Huss doesn't help. It doesn't help them at all.
Got you. Okay. Go ahead.
I was going to ask something about East Gaston. Joe, you're correct, too, on the JV. We scrimmaged the JV and varsity team 2019 Jamboree at North Lincoln. Yep. And, I mean, we pretty much had our way with the varsity. But the JV, I mean, we finished with a tie, man. And that, like you said, those boys started to believe. And it was some big boys on that team. Also, was a kid by the name of Markel McKinney. Yep. That's on that team. He used to play for us at Mountain Island. So this kid's the real deal. He might be one of the better players in the area that no one knows about.
Mm-hmm. I know about him. I've been waiting for him to break out. I think that's about to happen, Coach. That's a good call right there. All right, 1A West. I think we pretty much got a repeat of 2A right here. Just kind of look at all these combo conferences. My goodness. I mean, let's talk about that. Why do we have so many combo conferences now?
Because they don't want West Shaw to play real 3A.
Well, the thing is, the state is they emphasize travel. They emphasize, the travel, trying to keep teams closer. So that's why you see a lot of split conferences.
Yeah, this is the most that I ever remember.
West Shaw is still traveling across the darn city.
Pep, we talked about this conference last or Monday night as well. Conference 56. Davie County, East Forsyth, Glenn, Mount Tabor, Parkland, Reagan, RJ Reynolds, West Forsyth. That's another really solid conference with good football, good other sports being played there. That's a tough league right there as well.
56. Ooh, you got the Black Knights. Yeah. No.
Obviously, it's not Huff and Mallory Creek and Vance, obviously, but that's a league that people can forget about. That's some good football being played there.
Absolutely. I mean, you got a lot of teams. Is that an 8-team conference right there? So you got 7 games already right there. I mean, that's pretty good given, the circumstances we're in right now.
How upset is Audrey Kell right now from a financial standpoint in the league that they're in? They're losing Myers Park.
Mm-hmm. They were not in that Myers Park league. They was in Somet. They was with us.
But they played, right?
They played.
They
played our conference, right?
But not last year. Not last year. No, okay. They dropped it.
Gotcha.
And, like my young bull Josh is saying in the chat here. I think Audrey Kell want to play West Shaw on a regular basis. I think a lot of people want to see it because the unprecedented thing that happened a couple years ago. But it's a good conference for them. Like I said, like I tell everybody asks me about the conference, you got to come play. I ain't gonna talk bad about nobody because Barry JV last year was the real deal. You that JV boy, they were not typical JV. They were smacking people in the mouth. Olympic is Olympic. You know, I'm glad we don't got to play him this year because that running back, you know, that running back is the real deal. Harding, I respect Harding. You know, I got a lot of good friends that coach at Harding. And, you know, shout out to LJ. LJ's doing a great thing. You know, shout out to Pep, you know, Alumni Association. You know, South Mac, that's my boy. You know, South, you know, Joe. It's a good conference for us, but I don't think like I tell everybody, why put us in 3A and we can't play 3A football? I think that's bad. I think that's bad for 3A teams who got to play us because we're playing 4A. We're not going to be able to, you know, y'all got to stop all this. We don't want to play Charlotte. Y'all, the fans want to see y'all play Charlotte football teams. They all call us out in these chat rooms. They do it. You see in South Carolina it happen. Why y'all want to play this? Why y'all want to play? Because I can't say it because I don't get in trouble. I don't get a whole chat segment like I just had. But y'all gotta play. If we're in 3A, let's play 3A football.
No, let's be honest. I mean, no, what you're saying is right, Coach. The entire state wants to play Charlotte. And to the state, Charlotte is anything that's 704. In 2012, Concord High School went up to Freedom High School in the 4th round of the playoffs. And when we got off the bus and walked into the field house, their team is yelling, yeah, them Charlotte boys think they all big and bad. We're going to show Charlotte, you know, what's up. Concord High School, we ain't Charlotte. We don't want nothing to do with Charlotte. And so when we went there in 2014, when I was at East Rowan, it was the same exact thing. I told my guys up front, this is what to expect. We talked about it all week. They're going to say you're Charlotte. And my kids at East Rowan were like, Charlotte? What? But same thing. We got there, and they think that because we had a 704 area code that we're Charlotte because everybody else in the state wants to be the 704. Let's be real.
Hey, it's Charlotte versus everybody, baby. When I was in college, I was at Fayetteville State. I went down there. I can't say what happened because I'm on this show, but we used to have to fight. We used to have to go to war down there because it was Charlotte versus everybody.
And of course, everybody knows last time that I coached against West Charlotte, we put up 700 yards on them. So we always wanted to play the Charlotte.
I was not there. Last time I coached against Cisco Bears, I put them in the. Now I can't say that because you beat my varsity. But when I came to Concord, when I came to Bears County last time, Ken know what happened. It was so bad. One of my players wanted to jump on the official. We were whooping up on him so bad on JV.
JV football game, man.
JV matters. JV football matters.
I agree with that.
But Gaston County don't want to play us. Nobody want to play. They don't want them problems with Charlotte football. It's Charlotte.
I want to see you guys come to Concord and Northwest and that league right there. That's
I'm not gonna say because I don't know. Please call Joshua Harris. You go on CMS website. You get his email him.
I want to see the Dub C Lions come to Robert C. Bailey Stadium. I want to see you at Northwest Trojan Stadium.
I would love to see them come to the jungle once we have our new school and they come.
I'm gonna need some tickets to get in. I ain't gonna.
I'm gonna put you on my friend list, friends and family list. Kenneth M. McClamrock. Kenneth M. McClamrock. That's what I put on there.
I'll have my two boys with me.
Man, I'll make sure they're good. You know,
I need a toboggan too because it's gonna be cold outside.
I got you, man. I can let you have mine.
You'll have your own section, Kenny. You'll have your own section.
God, no, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about Harden because Harden, you know, Pep would probably come to my house and beat me up or something because that's how he's a true Ram. But
no, I wouldn't do that.
You don't get yours. You don't get yours.
I think this question that Cal Smith has. We talked about this on Monday night as well. That this is one you can't put this off on the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. This isn't Q Tucker.
No, it's on the principals.
North Carolina principals.
Yep.
Who did not turn in their surveys. And I don't know, we talked about this on Monday, and Coach Washington, you speak to this. I don't know a single coach in the state who does not believe that North Carolina shouldn't be 6 classifications.
Yeah.
I don't think so either.
The principals don't.
No one likes. Well, they don't know the difference, and and that's they don't. And I don't think most coaches like the 8 classifications, and most coaches
I think
probably
it was
don't
6.
like the 4 classifications.
I think it was 6.
6 is the perfect meeting ground.
Joe,
5.
you saying
Joseph,
5?
I think 5.
I mean,
I
5
think-
is better than 4.
Yeah, I think with 5, you would probably we're sitting here splitting hairs with the split classifications and this, that, and the other. 5 is the perfect elixir for that.
Yeah.
Because you get rid of a lot of those.
My only hesitation with 5 is you've got the biggest 4A schools have close to 3,000 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got the Hickory Ridges, the Cox Mill, the Ale Browns at 1,800 kids, for example. So there's a 1,400, the Hardins. There's a 1,400 student difference that, to me, if you added a second classification, it would balance it out just a little bit.
But you still don't have split. You still don't have split conferences.
No,
they still would do that.
Maybe.
They still would do that.
You would for sure, probably.
But
Especially with 6.
We just can't have 33 of them out of 61 like we have right now.
No, I still think with Joe. I still think
what it
would be
is?
that high.
33 split conferences.
33.
And probably, I mean, realistically, 25 of those are 2As and 1A splits.
That is correct.
Yep.
A little bit tougher for those schools. And then you got Ashe County that's traveling 60 miles on a Thursday night for a JV football game, and Tuesdays and Thursdays for basketball games and wrestling matches and baseball and softball. I mean, that's crazy to me. They're going to be traveling to wrestling matches where sometimes they're wrestling matches that last 25 minutes because there are so many forfeits. They're going to be on a school bus for 80 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
Mm-hmm. We saying about that all day.
But put West Charlotte in a 3A league, man. I want to see them go against 3A depth.
Hey, Joe, it would be fun to see West Charlotte come down to old Raider Stadium, huh?
It would.
I mean, just I don't care about the records. I mean, just traditionally seeing that fan base, because you're not gonna find. I mean, Red Raiders fans love them or hate them. They're great.
Yeah,
they support their team. Then you got.
But we all see that. But the state don't see that. I would love to play South Point.
I just wonder, once again, was there pushback from schools who said we don't want to travel to West Mac?
And because they already know. They already say what they say. Whoop, whoop,
we don't want to drive our bus.
Yeah.
into West Charlotte High School.
It's just like the picture. I don't. And I wanted to talk about this. It's like the picture they paint on schools like Garinger. It's like schools on Harding. People at West Charlotte, West Macon, like that. We have scholars. I want y'all to know there are people who graduated from Garinger High School who got permanent jobs in the community. They're outstanding citizens. Y'all let one or two situations say, hey, they don't got scholars. My ex-wife, she has a bachelor's and master's. A lot of her friends graduated from Garinger. They're scholars. One, she has a permanent position. So y'all need to quit putting them on these kids that they're a bunch of thugs. They're not. And y'all need to stop saying like kids at Providence, Butler, and stuff like this are privileged kids. Like they're kids who are struggling to eat at night at Providence, Mars Park. Well, it problems everywhere. This is Charlotte. Charlotte's a big city. It has little pockets of bad areas everywhere in Charlotte. So y'all need to quit saying, hey, just because the majority of these schools are black and they should be low income like that. They haven't had problems. When I was at Providence, I had to used to give kids money for food and stuff like that. I know kids who work 40-hour jobs, a week jobs, just to survive because they had to help their family and stuff like that. And they were not black. They were white. It's all around. Like, stop. Like, y'all stop. It was y'all doing this realignment stuff. It was the most disgusting stuff I ever seen in my life. Y'all label children, because they go to these schools and they're privileged. Everybody who go to private don't drive a Tesla. Everybody who go to Mars Park don't drive a Tesla. Stop it. Be adults. Y'all are sick. Y'all are sick.
All right, so that is our realignment and conference talk for the night. We went a little over, And judging by all the comments and the numbers, I want to appreciate everybody that watched. And if you got something to say, feel free to reach out to me directly. And
don't reach out to Coach Bill because I ain't gonna respond. I don't.
That's why you need to reach out to me. Reach out to me.
Don't do it because all I'm gonna do is screenshot it and see the Jacket Joe, Kenny M, Robert Washington, and Matt Moore, Pet Man Moore, because Coach Bill don't be like this.
Oh.
I'm playing with Paw Patrol. I don't care. Like,
hey, Pat, won't you read a few more comments?
Stop it, Robert.
Why not?
Well, we got plenty. Look, okay. Well, we already behind, so why not? Derek Howell. Gaston County schools try to avoid playing charter schools and Mecklenburg County schools.
Oh,
this is true.
All right. Well, is that true?
Yes. Nobody want to play Charlotte.
County.
Nobody want to play Charlotte, man. Y'all all know that. Nobody want to play Charlotte. Nobody want to play Charlotte.
My screen might look frozen, but it's not.
Like, nobody want to play Robert because Robert from Charlotte. And he bring the Charlotte swag to Mountain Honor. It's honest.
Oh, boy.
Nobody's like Kenny. I will tell you this, and Kenny can attest it. Nobody's no. I bet Cisco Bears won't have the same skills they had this year.
Well, they will this year coming up. Well, they would
but
have.
After this year.
I don't know.
Because Kenny went to look for the smoke. I'm telling you the truth. He did.
Oh, man.
But
Cal, with another comment.
If we wouldn't have gotten us, the other team that we were going to play, and in fact, who we were going to play first, we were playing Page. And the only reason why it couldn't work out is we both needed an endowment game. We both had to have it, so we couldn't work it out. And that's where Hunter Huss came from.
And I'll tell you another thing. Y'all need to stop laughing. Some of y'all need to stop laughing at Joe over there in South Memphis because he took that skill. A lot of y'all coaches would have been, oh, no, I ain't playing all that. He played Vance. He played Mars Park. He ain't run for nothing.
Nothing.
That's true.
Nothing. So y'all need to put some respect on Joe's name.
Well, but Pep, Billups, Kenny, Joe, y'all, Pep, you should do a show on schools ducking other schools.
But they're not going to say it, Rob. They're not going to say it.
You should have read the
They're
comments.
not going to say it.
They're not going to say it. That was all the comments.
They're not going to say it.
That is true.
They're not going to say it. And I'm going to be the bad guy. I ain't going to say you because they don't. All they do, they try to pay people to be the bad guy. But I'm just saying. But I'm not saying like Joe. They was bad. Oh my God, he playing Catholic, he playing Weddington, he playing. But they gotta have games.
What I think we should do, or not we, because I'm out of it. I'm a coach. I'm out of it. Separate you, Billups, you out of it. But Pep, you should do a show. See, I'm Pep's hype man. Y'all know Spliff Star with Busta Rhymes.
Oh yeah.
See, I'm Pep's hype man.
I'm Flavor Flav. You be Spliff. I'm Flav.
Yeah. Y'all both need a haircut.
Pep, you should
Stop it. Stop it, Jagged. I'm tired of seeing you come on this show with your toboggan and your mock-neck turtleneck, and you don't talk junk to me all the time.
This is a white tee, dog.
Billups, that is not a toboggan. That's a boggin.
My fault, a boggin. I thought he had a mock-neck turtleneck on. Wow, I thought he had a mock-neck. I was saying, boy, you don't leave me alone with your well covered neck. You leave me alone.
Billups, I got a good idea here. Pep. You should do a show on games that the fans want to see.
Yeah.
Email it to these coaches and see who responds.
Okay.
Wait, would you say that? Everybody will respond.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
The fans will respond, but trust me, get the coaches up here too, because the thing is, we want to make good gates, right? As Kenny, you want to make a good gate. So the fans know what games they want to come and see.
I'll tell you this: there's one powerhouse. There's two powerhouse teams in state of North Carolina who will play anybody. My fault, 3. Huff, Mars Park, Vance, and Creek. My fault, Creek. They will play anybody.
Yeah, because they good. They're
good.
But
I'm just saying, yeah, you're right. But you're right. I would tell you another school. When I was at Providence with Brad Bowe, and I would even say this with Wes Welker. We play anybody. We will play anybody. We played Huff. We played Mars Park.
And that was,
all right. So let's do this. You guys are all fans. Everybody come down the line. What's a game that you would want to see as a fan, taking your schools out of it?
Who, me?
Go ahead, Billups.
Everybody.
Now? I would love, because they talk so much drunk about it, I would love to see Vance versus Mars Park. Again, the rematch.
I don't think that'd be a good game. I think Vance.
Not now.
I mean, now.
It wouldn't have been last year.
I think it would have.
No, it wouldn't have. It wouldn't have.
Hold up! Don't say who would have won now, because I don't want me and you'll talk tomorrow.
Okay.
I want you to tell me. I don't want you to get in trouble, and I don't want to get in trouble because me and you start laughing too much.
Man, you already in trouble.
I don't care. With who?
Always.
Who? As long as a 2-year-old and 1-year-old mad at me, I don't care. Y'all be mad at Coach Bill. Send it Coach Bill on Twitter. I won't read your DMs. I won't read your ads. I'll laugh at it. I'll be on my video game account anyway. I don't care. I gotta play Cyberpunk. Who cares? Stop. Do it for the kids. Stop. 36 years old. I don't care.
All right. Who else y'all want to see?
Yeah, I think it's different classifications by a lot. But I would love to see a Shelby versus Richmond County.
Yeah.
Okay, Kenny.
Two of the most storied programs with incredible fan bases.
I want to take mine back then. I want to take mine back.
I've coached at Shelby and I've coached at Richmond County, and those are two neat places to play.
Circle back. I got another one.
Yeah, circle back. No, you've already gone.
Stop it, Kenny. I make the rules too. Stop it.
Go ahead. What you got?
Who, me? Now? I want to see Richmond versus Creek.
Here we go. Richmond versus Charlotte. Who you got? Richmond versus who in Charlotte? Creek. There it is.
Okay. Well, Kyle's got a couple down here. Mooresville versus Independence and Mooresville versus Catholic.
I can't say nothing about one of them teams because every time I say something about one of them schools, they get upset. But them's a good pitch. I'm not gonna be quiet. I can't say nothing. Read between the lines.
All right, Derek Howell's got Shelby versus Catholic. I think that'd be a really interesting matchup right there.
Yeah. I would love to see Indy, call us. We want to play you. West Charlotte. Bring it back. Y'all don't got Leak no more. Bring it back. You don't got DJ no more. Bring it back. Run it back. West Charlotte versus Independence. Let's go. Y'all been ducking us for years.
We had Brad Van Horn was on here earlier watching. I don't know if he still is or not.
Brad, my guy. See,
cut that up. That last part where he said that they've been ducking West Charlotte for years.
They've been ducking us. Not Brad. Brad's my guy. But I want to play Independence. Bring it back.
Better check your phone. Coach Griner's calling you right now. Coach,
I don't get. Let me check
right now.
He probably coming right on.
I see it bleeding in front of your face.
West Charlotte versus Independence. Let's go. We don't want to call Butler out right now. Hold up. We got look. That was a rivalry. That was a good rivalry too. But I want the West Charlotte versus Independence one back. I'm 2-0 versus Butler too, to be honest with you. So.
Rob,
I'm over 4 against the Indy.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with. I know Joe got a good one. I want to see what Joe got.
This one's totally gonna be off the wall.
South Carolina.
It's actually a mix of both because both their fan bases are obnoxiously annoying. One of them's Abbeville. And if you know anything, Pep's on these same message boards as I am. And these two fan bases have basically done the same thing to both message boards, and they both have the same type of communities. Abbeville and Richmond County. They need to play. They need to play.
So we got Richmond County versus the world right now. Who else we got? They're gonna play.
shoot, Dutch Fork think they against the world, I guess. But hey,
True.
I don't go ahead and tell you, nobody want to play Dutch Fork.
well,
Nobody want to play. Let's be honest. Y'all, we want to be.
Not the
We
next
want to be
2 years.
raw.
Not the next 2 years, no.
No. I dare Richmond County to go Dutch Fork. I dare them. And it ain't me trying to talk junk. I dare Richmond County. Richmond County one of the most prominent teams. I bet they won't go down there. Creek went down there. I'm pretty sure.
Creek should have won down there.
Yeah. Hold up. Let me look. I might have started something. No, I ain't started. East Forsyth versus Ben this year, but after this year. But no, I think Dutch Fork should play Richmond County.
That would be a great game. I think they should go to them, actually.
Ooh. Who? Richmond?
I think Dutch Fork should go to Richmond instead of Richmond going to Dutch Fork.
Last time a powerhouse went to Richmond County, it ain't turned out well for Richmond County.
That's not my problem.
Me and Pep was at that game, boy. It got a little ugly. But the light show was good. It was a beautiful light show.
Worth the price of admission.
Well,
for me, Weddington Vance, that matchup, I was really anticipating this upcoming.
Not anymore.
That would have been really, really great.
My fault. Capone, I would like to see that because Capone, he probably got something.
EJ.
Let's see. We got EJ. I'm gonna put his up there. Mount Mountain Charter versus West Charlotte or North Meck. Interesting.
Look, why did you laugh? Why did you laugh at the second?
Well,
he cleared his throat. He's terrible.
No, West Charlotte. We're talking in talks with West Charlotte. One of my best friends is Josh Harris, so we'll end up making that work down the road. North Mac, we'll reach out to whoever. We're just trying to make some games. Wouldn't mind playing 3A, 4A.
Now this one would be interesting. West Charlotte versus Dudley. I think that would be pretty cool. I like that idea.
Let's call us. I don't mind going to Greensboro.
That would be a good one. See, Derek went to school at
I like that.
So Derek got that Greensboro connection. So that will be.
I'm batting 1,000 in Greensboro. You know what I'm saying? That's an inside joke. That's why Pep bust out laughing.
Oh boy! All right.
But
so that's been a. Go ahead, Coach.
No, go ahead.
All right, so all my thoughts say to end the show now, but we do got one other thing we got to do real quick. Let me bring Brandon in. My goodness, I'm sorry.
Brandon been in the play.
I'm sorry. What? You got something to say, man? You've been in the back. That's my fault. You've been in the background for a while.
Man,
you probably want to cuss me out. But you got anything to say about everything that's been going on?
Nah, I've been just kind of observing and processing.
And laugh.
Pretty much, a lot of interesting. I'm kind of enjoying these fantasy games being thrown out that we know unfortunately most won't ever happen. But it would be nice if they did, though.
So, what's the fantasy game you would want to see?
I honestly like the one Ken threw out. I was really big on the Shelby and Richmond thing because
that'd be a good one.
Shelby's always, they always beating their chest as the giant killers. They don't care where they're classified as. They whoever you put in front of, they'll play them. They'll bring them down. So I wouldn't mind seeing that, to be honest.
Oh, well, now I got to get him on because I got to take care of LJ. LJ, thank you for watching. I did say the other day that you guys were going to take care of the conference and beat Olympics. So I know you'll take care of that for me and don't make me look bad on the basketball court. So,
all right, hey, we got a state contender. We got the number 4.
Y'all not in our conference. You're not in our conference yet. We
not right now, but next year you gotta come on.
Pep,
we beat y'all last year.
Don't worry about that. That's last year. That's last year. Hey, hold on.
Yeah.
Before I don't let you continue. What's the high? Hold up.
Why you talking if you gonna let me continue?
Hold on. I'm gonna ask you one question. Now I'm gonna stop. What's the highest position somebody got drafted from Harding? Because West Shaw had somebody go number 4 in the draft. You could better than 4, then I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet.
Have to do with what
I'm gonna say,
right
do you got anybody in the NBA?
Once in 100 years.
Stop it.
Y'all got anybody in NFL?
Hey, can I ask you a question?
I just asked you a question.
Did y'all had either?
Answer my question.
Do you have a winning record against West Shaw in football?
Yes, we do.
No, you don't. Because when I played with Stat Night, I think I beat y'all team by 90.
You will not
90 to 7. I'm coming back.
Hey.
Yeah, how about that? All right.
Hey, Pep,
you can't put yourself back in now. Now you notice how it's more peaceful now. The whole aura has changed. Have y'all noticed that?
It would be old time.
I mean, it's exactly. I mean, we 24 minutes behind. We ain't never been 24 minutes behind, and I guarantee you, all 24 of them minutes are Billups making everybody in the city of Charlotte mad. So, yeah, we in timeout right now. We in timeout. I know you're over there laughing and talking, but I can't hear you, so I'm good.
Hey, Pep, I forgot to get my fantasy. I want to wait for everybody to go.
Oh, go ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
And we should make this happen. Again, I'm a fan of the game. We got to stop ducking. And I'm not saying these teams ducking each other. Shelby versus Huff.
Ooh. That's interesting. I can see that.
Shelby versus Huff.
See that? I like that one. I like that one a lot.
Somebody, whoever out there listening, make it happen.
Yeah, LJ, I did put him in timeout. I gotta defend us, man. I'm not gonna sit here and get ridiculed by some second-rate West Charlotte line. At the end of the day, I'm a hard ram. Now we're gonna sit here and let this dang on West Charlotte line ruin our show. All right. So yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens on Football Focus Weekly. You don't get that nowhere else. All right, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Second.
Welcome. Is he frozen? What happened to him? Oh well, I don't know what happened, but I guess maybe I scared him.
Didn't pay that spectrum.
See, that's what happened to a line when a ram yells at him. When a ram shows true colors, the line goes running high. Cowardly line. Cowardly West Charlotte line. Welcome back.
You wish. Ta-da!
All right. All jokes aside.
Yeah, comedy style. I'm sorry.
All right. We're going to end the show because we just need to end it. We're going to do our NFL picks. And I need to get them on. What are our NFL picks? No, I don't know what's going on right now.
Hey, man, I just know my Rams are whooping up on Carolina Cam right now.
See, I'm a Pats fan. We are not going to have.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you was on the show. My fault, Rob. Don't put nothing in my body armor tomorrow because I expect me a nice, refreshing body armor. Come out to the CFI camp.
Matter of fact, hey, Pep, we need to get him some of them 0 calorie body armor. Give him a whole case.
Yeah, he ain't getting the real stuff. He getting that light stuff.
I like them 0 calorie. I be trying to watch my figure. Yeah, I be trying to watch my girl's figure. Look at Jagged Joey. Jagged Joey. Look at Jagged. He about to hit me with something. I forgot something.
Boy. Oh boy! Anybody still watching right now? Anyone watching right now? Thank you for hanging on with us throughout this whole crazy night of high school football talk. I mean, we need this, man. I mean, we in this pandemic. It's been tough out here. All we try to do is talk football, and we try to entertain people, man.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's what this is about. Okay.
We don't be trying to make you get in your feelings and get hurt. It's just fun, comedy style.
But Pep, that's what I wanted to add too. Anybody like people just having fun, man. you know, it's nothing serious.
Tell him I'm a nice person. Tell him I'm a nice person.
I'm trying to help you, Billups.
And shout out to my nephew, Apri. Little Apri about to graduate. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, Joe. Wait a minute. Shelby versus Gaffney. Oh man, yeah. I see it in the sidebar here, man. I'd like to see that. That's a good one.
Joe over there laughing at me, man. I gotta go buy some Paw Patrol. Y'all with me.
We're all laughing at you.
I don't care. I came into the world. Well,
we know that too.
I was about to say I came into the world by myself, but my twin sister slapped me for lying like that. You know. Can't use that line.
All right, Kenny, what you got?
NFL picks: Broncos at Panthers. We've got the who's playing quarterback versus the who's playing. I'm going with the Broncos. Vikings at the Bucks. I've got the Bucks by a lot. Cardinals at the Giants. You know, I'm gonna keep pulling for my dude. I got Arizona. Colts at the Raiders. Colts and the football team at the 49ers. 49ers.
Rob, what you got? NFL picks.
Broncos versus Panthers. I got to go with the Panthers. Vikings versus Bucks. I got to go with old Brady. Cardinals at the Giants. Cardinals is playing really bad right now, but I think they're due a victory. I'm gonna go Cardinals. Colts at Raiders. I'm gonna go Colts. And football team, the Washington football team at the 49ers. Go 49ers.
All right. Jagged Joe.
All right, I'm going Panthers. Tom Brady and the Bucks. I'm actually going with the Giants over the Cardinals. Colts and 49ers.
Very good, sir. Men in Black.
I'm gonna go. They had a week of rest. I'm gonna go Panthers. I'm gonna go Tom Brady over the Vikings. Cardinals. I'm gonna go with the Raiders, and I'm gonna go with football team. Their defense comes alive at sometimes. So football team it is.
Amen.
Broncos, Bucks, Giants, Colts, and the football team.
Thank you, sir. And to end the show, we got Broncos for me over the Panthers. I got Vikings over the Bucks. Crazy, but I'm going with it. Giants over the Cardinals. Give me Raiders at home over the Colts. And I'm going to take the 49ers over the football team. And I did that on purpose just so I'll be my own loser of the week. If you really want to pick those games, pick the opposite of what I did, and you'll win. All right. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.